Back here again working on the car. Wanted to beat in this transmission tunnel, but I gotta figure out how to balance the transmission on the jack so I can get underneath, lift it up, and see where I need to bang out the tunnel. So I'm not getting that done quite yet. So I figured the next best thing I could do is I was gonna change the throttle cable. I went to the local U-Pull and I pulled off one off of a Camry. I don't know, like a 94 V6 Camry that I was able to find. So I pulled that off. I got the old one off. It's cut right here. I bought the bolt the new one in under the dash. And hopefully that fits right in. And it's the right length. So find out here in a second. And bolt it in and we'll go from there. Got this new cable in, mocked it up, and I'm gonna say it's too long, just by a few inches. So it's up like that, but it's all bent up. Not exactly what I'm going for, but yeah, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to add another throttle cable to my list of things to get from the junkyard. And I don't know, gotta figure out the next thing I want to do. At least want to get something done every day, so let me figure that out. Alright, finally made it back here in the garage. Had to go hunt down some dry ice. Had to call a few Publixes, take a little road trip. Went and bought a few pounds, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds of dry ice. And I also got some rubbing alcohol that I'm going to mix with it after I crush it in. So the plan is to take out all of the sound deadening out of the trunk right now. So let me go ahead and crush this dry ice, mix in that alcohol, spread it out, and hopefully it comes out pretty easy. So I guess we'll find out. Started right over here, then I slowly kept working it back, further back every time, after a couple minutes after each section. So you can see here how it comes up now. It's coming up pretty good. I mean, that's a good chunk. Hard to complain with that. Huge trunks. Easy. So, because if you do it systematically, it all comes out pretty good and there's not much to complain about. Alright, I gotta say, easiest thing I've done so far in the car. All I did was lay down the ice on a line, just kept moving it up, and everything just kept coming out in chunks. So I got the top half done, pretty easy, straightforward, and I'm still on that first 5 bag of ice I'm using. That's pretty much all I have left, so I'm just putting in the corners that I know are going to be difficult, like the side that has that darker goop on it. I don't know what's different between that and the painted stuff in the middle, but I'm gonna let that melt off, and as soon as that's done, I'm gonna get the other 5 pounds, mix it up with the alcohol, put it in. I should be able to get this back half done, no problem here soon. The front half all came out pretty easy, didn't have to bang on anything or pry pretty hard, just use a flathead screwdriver to get a little edge on it, and I picked it up with my hands. So keep moving forward, and I'll finish this up tonight. And that's it. Tell you what, it didn't take that long, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Left the ice on for a little bit, kept moving it, little rows, and everything kept coming off in chunks. Can't complain. Like I said, the only thing that was hard to get were these little, actually on the side here I had big pieces of, I don't know, darker looking sound deadening than the center that had painted stuff, and then the very edge of it is glued. I couldn't quite get the rest of that off. But I'm going to put the carpet back on here and I can be able to see it. So that part doesn't really matter too much. But hey, got it all out. Happy. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make the cut today. I wasn't able to stop at Lowe's and get the blade I need to cut it. But actually, now I'm starting to think I'm going to drop the tank. Like I said, I want to get the car running. I'm not looking to do the dual pumps right away. So I think it might be easier if I just drop the tank, put the 450 in it, and get some measurements for some lines so I can order that and get that going. So I think that's definitely what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the tank maybe tomorrow, get some measurements, see what fittings I need, measurements for lines from here to the front of the car. I can order some stuff and get started on the fuel system. So that's it, one step closer every day. Alright, back in the garage, and I got tonight's project. So today the goal is going to be to take the gas tank out of the Cressida. Originally I said I was going to cut a hole so I can have access to put the dual 450s in, but like I said, I want to get the car running, so I just want to put the single 450 in. So I'm going to drop the tank, get the 450 in, measure some lines so I can order those and get those in. But tonight the goal is just take the tank out and measure for the new line so I can get those ordered and get going from there. So let me get started. First step, got to drain the gas out of the gas tank, because like every project car, you're going to go fill it up and it's going to break down. You're going to put it in the garage and then start working on it. So I'm going to drain this out. I don't remember what kind of gas I put in it, but whatever I take out, I'm going to put in the daily. So I only have a 5-gallon jug. I'll have to do it a few times. But let me get that popped, and that's the first step. Lesson number 1, you can't push the siphon tube down the gas fill of the car for whatever reason, but I came up with a secondary plan. Check. I'm just going to take out the fuel level sensor and siphon it out from there. It's a huge hole. I can put it right in there, and it's not a big deal having to push the siphon tube in. So let me take that out, put the tube in, start draining some gas. Here's a little something I had to do when I put the siphon inside of the tank. It kept curling up on me. So what I did was put 2 nuts on it. No jokes. 2 nuts, some safety wire, and I kept enough weight on it to keep it straight inside of the tank so it would stay on the bottom and I could siphon some out. So you got to work with what you got. Alright, change of plans. I got into the car, started to take off the cover for the gas tank, and then I saw everything that was connected to it. And I just don't feel like taking it down and taking everything off of it while I'm laying under the car. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the gas tank. Found a video online of some guys that did it before me. Took some reference measurements off of their cuts, and I'm just going to modify that a little bit, and this is going to be my cut. So went to the store, bought a new cutting wheel, put that on, gonna put on my safety glasses, and just get to it. All right. Never mind. I started to make the first cut, and it's way too loud for me to do this 8 o'clock at night. I don't feel like being that neighbor making all that noise to disrupt everyone, so I'm just gonna wait till I get home tomorrow from class, and then I'll get back on it. So just gonna have to wait. So the next best thing I can do is I'm gonna try to route and measure how long of fuel line I'm gonna have to order. So I'm gonna do a -10 feed from the fuel pump up to the front, Y it, and then I'm gonna do a +8 feed to fuel rail, and then a -6 return back to the tank. So let me go ahead and get under the car and start measuring that. And since I don't have quite like a measuring, I don't know anything specific to use to measure, I'm just gonna use this extension cord. I'm gonna connect it at the front where I'm gonna want it to Y, and then start routing it all the way back. Measure it, jot it down, and I'll probably add another foot to it just in case, and then get started from there. Alright, so under the card, so I started from the front, and I put the front of that extension cord right in between cylinders 3 and 4 up in the intake manifold runners, because I figure I'll go ahead and Y it in the middle, I don't know, just so it looks even. Then I brought it down, leave some slack in it, and I'm following the stock fuel line location. So I'm going to keep following that to the back of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and keep putting that on there, running it back, and see how many feet we're going to need. Alright, so I had to pull out the whole extension cord on the driveway to measure it. It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Totaling out, right there I got my mark, so we'll call it 18 feet. I already added a little bit extra when I marked it. So 18 feet there, 18 feet back for the return. So 36 feet of line, plus 2 feet for the -8 I'm going to need for the Y by the fuel rail. Let me go online and see how much this is going to cost. So right now I'm just going to come back here, go ahead and cut a little access panel for the fuel pump, and get going from there. So let me get started on that. Alright, just finished with the cutting wheel, marked it out, cut out this square around here. I didn't cut the back of it yet, just so it would stay in place. But look what's underneath. Ta-da! So obviously I can get to that a lot easier than dropping the tank. So I'll come in there, I'll disconnect those fuel lines, take this pump out, see what I'm working with, See if the two 450s will fit, just to test them, but I'll get the single 450 in there now. Gonna measure up what connections I'm gonna need as far as AN fittings and bulkheads, so I can start ordering that and get going from there. Alright, got the very small stock pump out, and it provides bad news. 2 Walbros do not fit. I'm gonna see if maybe if I can stagger them, one higher, one lower on the fuel pump hanger. See if maybe that'll work. But let me take the stock one off and put one in the stock location and then start working my way from there. Alright, so final verdict is the 2 Walbros are not gonna fit in the tank with the stock hanger in place. So all I'm gonna do right now is put the 450 in the stock location, get that in, and when I run out of fuel, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do for 2 fuel pumps. So all I have to do now is order the fuel lines, order some fittings so I can get the fuel system figured out and go from there. But besides that, that's it for now.
YouTube, comment, like this video if you like it. Watch some more if you don't like it. Terrible. Doing absolutely horrible.